One of the most important topics I could possibly cover that I really wanted to reserve for later on once this channel developed itself more is the fact that I am a non-registered non-voter here in America. Now, what will be typical here is that everyone who comments below will respond with what they have learned in high school and college and what the media promotes. They will simply parrot the idea. Oh, you don't vote, you have no right to complain, without understanding what they're saying at all. Of course I have a right to complain. I live here within this geographical region called the United States of America. If I don't like the way the government here works that is trying to subject me to its rules and its policies, of course I have a right to complain. The difference is I understand what the system is and how it works because I've studied this long and hard, whereas you, if you support the Democrat and Republican paradigm, do not understand it, and I will prove that to you. It's not a conspiracy. It's very simple to prove through plenty of documentation and even plenty of case law. When you vote, have you ever thought about the fact that the Electoral College kicks in? Do you understand why your vote doesn't count directly towards electing that president? Do you understand that? Have you studied the 14th Amendment so that you understand that you are in fact a slave if you are a U.S. citizen? Your vote contributes towards the election of the president of a company called the United States. This is even in the U.S. Code. It's established that this is a corporation. It is not a country. The country still exists, but it is unseated. It is inactive. What we have is something else sitting on top of it. This is in fact becoming common knowledge thanks to the internet. Please research it yourself. Being as it is that you do vote, Republican or Democrat, you haven't figured out yet that it is a false paradigm, that they're actually on the same team. I have these challenges and these questions to ask you. Do you understand that they both serve the Federal Reserve, this organization that we borrow money from that is not a part of the United States of America? It is a separate organization that has no obligation to follow U.S. law at all. Search Alan Greenspan and his comments on this. They are outside of U.S. law. Knowing that, why would you vote for one of two parties or any of the other parties that support this organization that attaches interest to their money, creating not only a debt slavery in this country, but a real-life slavery based on fractional reserve around the rest of the world? And I mean real-life slavery. The clothes on your backs being made by people who are not being paid, who are being enslaved. That is what fractional reserve banking creates. That's what that monetary system creates by default. After you've answered that question, answer me as to how and why you would therefore then support the taxation system that pays that debt back. The primary purpose of your taxes, you can research this as well, is to pay back the Federal Reserve first, not to provide public services, but to pay back the debt first. Why would you also support the wars that go around? Do you think you can research George W. Bush, proudly saying with a big smile on his face, I am the war president. Why did you vote for George Bush? Someone who is happy to kill people around the world, proud of it and happy to. Why is that a good thing? Why would you be proud of voting for such a person? Do you think Obama is any better? Has he pulled our troops out of other parts of the world? Have there not been deaths around the world and who knows what else under his command? Why is that okay? I need to know, why is this okay? Why is your support for these people, your vote, okay? How do you live with that, knowing that both of these people contribute to this kind of destruction of other people around the country and around the world? I need to know, how do you sleep at night? How do you sleep at night cozy in your bed, supported by those debt notes that you purchased that bed with, knowing that Obama or that Bush that you voted for is killing people in other parts of the world and supporting the debt system that enslaves us all? Why is this okay? Just answer that. That's all I want to know. If you still doubt the Republican and Democrat facade, the carnival, the fake system that it is, have you ever looked into the executive orders that are issued? How executive orders are actually entirely anti-constitutional. Executive orders should never be coming into play. Executive orders as a form of law that only the legislative branch can actually pass. And in that light, have you ever wondered why the other opposing party that then gets elected into their office never voids and cancels out the previous party's executive orders? Why wouldn't they if they're on such opposing opposite teams? Oh, the Republicans versus the Democrats. They're opposite. One's liberal, one's conservative. If they're so opposite, folks, why aren't they immediately going to office and canceling out every single executive order issued by the previous president? Think about it. It's not that hard. TheSunAbove.com. TheSunAbove.com.